The WNBA is in full-blown crisis mode, and the latest report suggests that even Indiana Fever's coaching staff is under direct pressure as Commissioner Kathy Engelbert faces a storm she can no longer spin. With Caitlin Clark sidelined for the season.
Caitlin Clark's season-ending injury, WNBA tickets were averaging $89. The moment she went down, price crashed nearly 30%, plummeting to $62 a seat. That's kind of crazy. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but obviously the biggest reason is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark literally being out, and again, she's only on one team, but a very big chunk of the total attendance in WNBA is from the Indiana Fever.
The league has been dealt a devastating blow. Ratings, once soaring to historic highs, have collapsed by nearly 70%. Ticket sales have plummeted, fan engagement has evaporated, and the feverish buzz that made the WNBA a mainstream conversation has gone silent. From the moment Clark's season-ending injury became public, everything changed. Just weeks ago, arenas were packed, ESPN was celebrating record-breaking audiences, and social media couldn't stop talking about her logo threes and clutch playmaking. Today? Empty seats, half-hearted applause, and TV numbers that mirror late-night reruns. In Baltimore alone, nearly 3,000 ticket holders didn't bother to show up despite already paying.
I want people to know that Caitlin Clark was going to be out for the season. I can tell you, from the very day that they decided to let that go public, everything has dropped off a cliff. People were trying to hang on to the possibility this whole time. Look, so many people stayed engaged with the team because they thought the cavalry was coming. She's coming back. We're going to have a fighting chance to win the WNBA championship. The Indiana Fever and the WNBA, they knew this.
A clear sign that fans feel betrayed after being strung along with false hope that Clark might return. In a desperate attempt to contain the damage, league officials have reportedly ordered the Indiana Fever to play games in Atlanta, hoping a new market might mask the optics of crumbling attendance back home. But critics are calling it what it is, a panic move. Atlanta, a market already struggling to fill seats for its own WNBA franchise, is unlikely to suddenly rally around Indiana without its superstar.
People felt like they were going to games thinking this team would have Caitlin Clark coming back to make a championship run. I mean, the perfect example, the game in Baltimore the other day with the Mystics. Nearly 3,000 fans decided not to show up, and they paid for the ticket.
The numbers don't lie. Before Clark's injury, Fever matchups like the clash with the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese pulled in a massive 2.7 million viewers, rivaling primetime MLB games. Afterward, those figures nosedived, with some games barely breaking 270,000. Even hyped battles between big-name teams now struggle to reach a fraction of that. Meanwhile, ticket prices have fallen nearly 30%, from an $89 average to just $62, highlighting how much Clark's presence directly impacted demand.
Moving arenas. So yeah, a lot of teams, whether it be the Lynx opening the Upper Bowl, whether it be the Wings, the Dream, the Sky, all of these teams moving games. All of these teams are moving games for the Indiana Fever, regardless of who it is. They all have to sell those seats. And a lot of people don't want to go, and it's super cheap. Like, it's a lot easier to fill a 10,000 seat arena without Caitlin Clark than to fill 20,000. So you're going to have to find a way to do it anyway, which is what a lot of people are going to be doing, trying to sell tickets. The seats for the playoffs, I would say the Indiana Fever playoff seats would have been, honestly, like nearly $1,000 in. I actually think had Caitlin Clark been playing, it would be nearly $1,000 into this game.
The bigger issue is clear. The WNBA tied its growth almost entirely to one player. Engelbert and the league banked on Clark to lift the brand into mainstream relevance, but without her, the product looks hollow. Other stars like Aya Wilson and Brianna Stewart remain elite talents, but their games haven't translated into ratings that keep ESPN or sponsors happy. Players themselves have noticed the silence in arenas and on social media, with some reportedly frustrated that their paychecks and visibility depend so heavily on a single rookie. For Engelbert, this crisis may be the ultimate reckoning. She bet the future of the league on Caitlin Clark's star power, but the lack of investment in promoting multiple faces of the game has left the WNBA dangerously exposed. Moving games to Atlanta might temporarily hide rows of empty seats, but it won't disguise the underlying reality. Without Caitlin Clark, the league is running on fumes. Fans aren't buying the illusion anymore. They've seen the receipts. Clark isn't just a star, she's the oxygen.